You may be used to seeing the large ship in the deck with those mounted guns and missiles, but below decks, there are the spaces where the crew of over 1,000 sailors worked, lived, and prepared for war if necessary, including the engineering area with the massive engines to power the propellers to move the ship. Another one of the primary spaces, which will also additionally be open to visitors on the ship's tour starting in June, is the Little Rock's Combat Information Center, where the crew in the Cold War nuclear weapons era of the 1960s and early 70s kept watch over the Soviet Navy and possible other enemy ships, as it was the flagship of the U.S. Navy's 6th Fleet.
As a flagship, it was critically important to our nation's defense and operations in the Mediterranean.
That's the place where the ship would have been fought from. So as we begin to get into these spaces, we can now share those stories in a way that's so much more compelling.
To actually illuminate these elements of history, National Grid signing up with its 9/11 Day of Service volunteer event for employees with their electrical system expertise for some heavy lifting, as they say.
When they came here, the first thing that we had to do was to get these transformers into those spaces, 5 decks below. Each one is about 400 pounds. Restoring and testing the wiring. These ships are 80 years old, and we want to do everything as safely as we possibly can.
This Naval Park National Grid partnership also extended to helping restore the damaged USS The Sullivans after it started to flood and sink in 2022.
After we were able to recover her, there were areas of the ship that were considered unrestorable with relation to the electrical distribution systems. Lo and behold, National Grid helped us restore them, and now they're functioning.
It started out as a small idea, and then it grew to this large movement to do work here at the Naval Park.
For National Grid to play a small part in making sure that those ships are kept up in the condition that they need to be, it's been our honor.
Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.